guys, we are on chapter 18, Go Big or Go Home. It's me, Michael. Like and subscribe. So yeah, guys, let's get into this. Chapter 18, Adela, Go Home. We wolfed down some breakfast and were out the door in half an hour. This time we jumped on our mountain bikes instead of our road bikes. We needed them for where we were going. Half a mile down the Mickelson trail, we passed the foot of the cavern's driveway. Adela was there again, on the lookout, almost like he was waiting for us. Just like before, the war dog fell in alongside me. Go home, I yelled. Adela, go home. Nothing doing. He'll peel off. Quinn said, don't pay any attention to him. Adela, peel off. He followed us all the way into Custer and whined when he went into the Walmart to buy the Sirius illumination Quinn was after. Bought headlamps to rig on our bikes, helmets and lanterns, flashlights to hold in our hands. By now I'd run out of allowance money, but Quentin was still flushed from bussing dishes. I told him I'd pay him back. His reply, forget about it. Forget about it. From the checkout, we could see Adela waiting outside, sliding doors. Craftily, we excitedly the back of the sliding doors. Craftily, we exited the back of the building. From there, we sneaked around the side and, guys, I'm just gonna make it so it's better. Decided practically tiptoed to the bike racks. Eyes on our bikes. From the front entrance, he bounded over to us and planted himself at the feet. There goes our day if you do. This dog's way smart. He knows how to get home. I still think he'll peel off. But if he doesn't, what does it really matter? Bottled water, Gatorade, and snacks just west of Custer. With Adela still sticking like glue, we left the pavement and charged up a dirt Forest Service road. Logging had fallen off in the Black Hills, but the roads left behind to make it easier to get just about any, while messing around at the headwaters of French miles from home. The riding began to get steep from reason I started feeling the pain. Quinn was opening up a good lead on me, and not because I was letting him, in fact, keep trying to keep up. I could feel like the stretch draining from my legs like water out of a leaky bucket. My windpipe was burning my lungs. Couldn't get enough air. I was glad I had my inhaler in my pocket. I might have had used it. Quinn looked back from time to time, but never slowed up. Maybe he thought I was faking it. Finally, I couldn't see him anymore. I kept riding as best as I could, the war dog close by my side and running as tirelessly as ever. It almost seemed like he was wondering why I was having trouble. The punishment continued until I finally caught up with Quinn. He was waiting in the shade of a big ponderosa. He had found the spot where we had started walking. I pulled in, gulping air, dismounting, and went to ground. Gwen's smile was full of doubts. What's up with you? You blistered me, that's what. You were merciless. Come on, you were dogging it quite peremptorily. Brady, you could have blown me by any time. I'm telling you, I was out of gas. Maybe I'm losing. Fine by me. If I am, I thought you said the buzzing didn't really hurt. So what's the problem? Quinn, I've been affected by germs from outer space. Infected germs? What are you talking about? Germs are back bacteria. What you've got, and more like the kind the professor told us about, the one that helps you digest food. Your bacteria are a gift no one else has. They make it possible for you to be incredible. You aren't thinking about going to see the doctor, are you? Are you kidding? They put me in quarantine for weeks, months, maybe even years, until they develop an antibiotic that could kill off space germs. There you go again. Okay, space bacteria. I wouldn't be playing any basketball. That's for sure. Quarantine. You were onto something. The government would keep you inside some high-tech containment bubble, and we'd never even know we're probably at some secret base in Nevada. You're right. We shouldn't tell anybody about your microbes, not even the professor. I wasn't thinking I would. Meanwhile, it was nature. If nature has dealt you a winning hand, you might as well play it. Instead of hoping it's gone away, you should be hoping it's only recharged its batteries. Right then, I thought about telling Quinn of my freeze up episode during the night, but I wasn't sure I hadn't dreamed, and he didn't want to hear about it anyways. I get some Gatorade out of my pack, sat in the shade for a few minutes, and drank it down. I've got my wind back, I announced onward. As we were stashing the bike in the trees, I tried. Sorry, I'm just trying to get it so it doesn't move so much. I tried telling Adela to wait behind with them, but of course he didn't. He wouldn't. He had to cross the mountainside that had burned back in the summer of 2000. The forest fire started near Jewel Cave and... Sorry, guys. Torched about 85 acres. It skipped over the draw where we'd found the halls of the dead. We had a landmark in mind, a giant ponderosa shaped like a slingshot. That would help us find the entrance to our cave. If the distance face of Crazy Horse lined up perfectly in the fork of the pine, you were almost there. It was roughly picking our way across the burn, though, through all the timber and the wood had brought down. I thought it would be even rougher for Adela, but he turned out to be the Nidala as a cat. We took the rest of the panoramic view. Crazy Horse to the Nestern, the town of Custer below us to the east, and beyond to the town French Creek winding across Custer State Park and into the rolling prairies. Adela stayed on the side. I stroked the curl on his head. He licked my face. That's a cavern you're petting, Quinn pointed. I know. I can't believe I poured some water out of one of my bottles, and Adela lapped it up in midair, advancing up French Creek in July of 1874, 2 summers before the Battle of Little Bighorn. He brought 1,000 men along a camping trip in the hills. 10 companies of horse soldiers and 2 of... Because I'm seeing how much page we have left. So we're going to be reading this one next, but then... So we have 3 more pages, guys. Why it's taking so long? Well, actually, it's not really. This is actually a short video. But guys, if you guys enjoy me reading, I'd enjoy it, like and subscribe. Guys, I'd enjoy a like and subscribe. Oh yeah, I'd enjoy a like and subscribe. So let's get into this. Infantry. They had 150 wagons loaded with supplies and 500 beef cattle for fresh meat. And the expedition included 2 miners and geologists. Guys, it's getting so annoying. There we go. Geologists. Custer brought them along in the case of any discoveries of gold. They were supposed to be looking for wink. Find gold, they did. And Custer sent a man on horseback to the speed news of the nearest telegraph station. Hordes of the gold seekers poured into the Black Hills of limits since the treaty signed only 6 years earlier. 6 years earlier had promised it to the Sioux for as long as the rivers run and grass grows, and tree bears leave. There 3 years after Custer expedition, their sacred Black Hills and a whole lot more were taken away from them. Hey Brady, I can see the wheels turning. What's on your mind? History. Well, let's go make some. We began making some close to the cave, and admiring line began to pump, and I, just ahead of Quinn, even found our marker tree. And the big ponderosa with the view of Crazy Horse distance faced through the fork. The entrance to our cave was just we'd left it in a small hole in the mountain, camouflaged by a leaning tree and an overhanging rock. A strong wind was rushing out of the halls of the dead. My fear in the place came rushing back too. I could feel it in the roots of my teeth. I had to get a hold of myself. I had too much cave experience. I told myself to be this afraid. We both did. And Quinn would be with me. We'd been in Wind Cave together, Jewel Cave, Rushmore Cave, and Sitting Bull Crystal Caverns. As we were kicked off our hiking boots and pulled on our warm clothes, we weren't saying a thing. Even Quinn seemed real nervous. All that caving. You're taking about. I reminded myself was on guided tours. This isn't going to be anything like a guided tour. We sat down and put our boots back on, dabbling, tying the laces. My mind was going a mile a second. The guys who discovered those famous caves, do you think they were members of some caving club? No way. They were guys like us going big or go home, Brady. All the while, I was hoping Quinn was questioning our sanity. We hadn't even left a note back home about where we were going. Stop! I told myself what our chances in the ancient would accident would happen to both of us. By now we were pulling on our rain gear and top and bottoms. The only thing we remembered for sure about our cave was that it was cold and damp. We rigged our and threw on our backpacks. After losing mine at the lake, I'd brought along my old one. Ratty was serviceable. What about Adela? I asked. He's not crazy enough to follow us inside. I'm not sure. What does that matter? You're ready? Quinn's jaws was clenched, but he sounded a little shaky. Ready as I'll ever be. We flicked on our lights, and Quinn slithered inside. Supple as a snake, I wriggled in after him. Behind us, Adela had his head inside the entrance and was whining something awful. Stay, I ordered. You got the right idea. Stay, Adela. Thought I wasn't about to be left behind, and he came. Okay, guys, come back next time for chapter 19. This is chapter 18 of Go Big or Go Home. I'm your host, Michael. Like and subscribe. Bye, guys.